Hey gals, welcome to Binge Free Bestie, the podcast where we ditch the diets, break free from binge eating, and build a safe and empowered relationship with our bodies. I'm your host, Nick Carberia, a registered therapist who totally gets it. Binge eating and body image struggles? Yep, I've been there, done that, and I've got the therapy bills to prove it. But here's the good news, bestie. I've recovered and I'm here to help you to do the same. This potty is all about real, evidence-based strategies from my therapy practice, plus down-to-earth, relatable girl talk with me and some of my amazing besties and other experts who have their own stories, tips, and tricks to share with you. So, whether you're tired of the diet cycle, ready to ditch the shame spiral, or just want to feel more confident in your own skin, then you've come to the right place. It's time to get real about food freedom, body acceptance, self-care, and building a life you truly love. Let's get into it, besties. Hey bestie, welcome back to the Binge Free Bestie Potty. I'm Nick, I am your food freedom hype girl, and I'm also a registered therapist. I've recovered from years of binge eating and body hate, and my mission in life is to empower you. Empower you to do the same, but you deserve to do it a lot faster than I did, and with a lot less chaos and way more love and support. So, today's episode is all about something that I know many of you will be struggling with, again, because I did too. And that is the guilt spiral that you might be experiencing after eating. So you know the drill. It's you eat something, maybe it's a binge, maybe it's just a little bit of overeating, maybe it's just a food that you has labeled as naughty or bad or junk food, and suddenly you're just drowning in shame. That really heavy, suffocating voice that tells you, why on earth did I do that? Oh my gosh, I have no control. I will never fix this. I'll never be able to control myself. I'll never be able to feel relaxed around food. I'm just not one of those girls. Okay, today we're going to break that down. We're going to break down where that guilt is coming from, so why it happens, how to get out of it, and what you can do the next time that shame starts to roll in. And of course, I'm going to wrap it up with some really nice affirmations for you to do as we close. So, first part that I want to talk about is why that guilt keeps showing up. And this episode is going to be short and sweet and to the point. So, let's get real about why guilt happens. First, if you've been listening to the podcast, you will know this. Diet culture has trained us to moralize food. So some foods we might have this categorization or moralization of food as good, and others may be labeled as bad. So every time that you eat those so-called bad ones, you then feel that you are bad. Okay, you see how that works there? The next reason we feel guilty is because restriction fuels binging or overeating. So when your body finally gets some food, because whether consciously or unconsciously you've been restricting, so you're not eating enough for your body's needs, whether that's through being on a diet, whether that's through over-exercising and not eating enough fuel to make up for that, or whether you're not even conscious of the fact that you're not eating enough. You're super busy, you're in meetings all day, you're running after the kids, and before you know it, it's 6 p.m. and you're like, oh my gosh, I literally had like a muesli bar in the morning and I didn't find time to eat the rest of the day. So restriction, whether it's a choice or not, when your body finally gets that food, you're just going to go bonkers on it. You're going to overeat, and then that's when the guilt's going to come in. You are going to see it as a failure instead of a survival response. So it is a survival response to restriction, but we don't see it through that lens. So that's another place that the guilt comes from. And then a last reason there is shame loves secrecy. So when you feel alone in your eating struggles, guilt has all the power. So if you've been blaming yourself for years, I just want to say this now. The fact that you're feeling guilty is not proof that you're broken or that you're wrong or you've done anything bad. It's just proof that diet culture has trained you to distrust yourself. So how do we start to shift out of that shame? How do we move through the guilt spiral? There's 5 steps that you can try next time. And I will create a post for my social media to go with this. So if you want to go back and refer to these points, head on to Binge Free Bestie on Instagram and you'll find a carousel post there that will have all of these points on it. Okay, so number 1, in the guilt spiral, I want you to just pause and breathe. Okay, you don't need to fix the feeling straight away. You don't need to address it straight away. It's just a feeling. It's not going to eat you up. It's not going to hurt you. I want you to put your hand on your heart or your tummy and just take a breath. Remind your body that actually you're safe. It's okay. The second step is to name that shame voice. So when you hear that voice in your head that says, well, you ruined everything now, I want you to say in response, oh, that is not me. That is diet culture talking. Naming it, naming that little voice that pops in with the criticism, naming it as the diet culture voice, or you might call it, like I did, your binge brain, or you can give it any name you like, your diet voice, your inner critic. Naming it helps you separate from it, okay? Create some cognitive dissonance. The next thing, step 3, is add in some compassion, not punishment. So instead of saying, oh my gosh, I've had a big binge, I've eaten too much today, I'll skip breakfast tomorrow. We're not going to do that. What we're going to do is say to ourselves, my body deserves care, even now, even after a binge. Because if you punish yourself or try to make up for it by going for a 10K run when you hate running, or only eating apples the next day, or whatever thing your brain is trying to suggest you should do, that punishment or compensation is just keeping this cycle alive, that binge restrict cycle. And one of the ways you can break that cycle is self-compassion. That will break it. So add in self-compassion, not punishment. Step 4 is I want you to ground in reality. So just reminding yourself this. One meal, doesn't matter the size of that meal, or one snack that is classified as naughty, or one binge does not erase your worth, does not erase your progress towards recovery and food freedom, and it does not take away from the possibilities that you have for your future. Absolutely not. I just need you to repeat that as often as you need. Neuro-linguistic programming is so powerful. It's a tool that I use in my own life with lots of different things that I'm working on improving. Mindset is so powerful. And so NLP, or neuro-linguistic programming, is just being really mindful of the language that you choose to use when referring to yourself, when referring to food, anything. So just remember, one meal, one snack, one binge does not erase your worth, your progress, or your future. And I need you to tell yourself that. This does not take away from who I am. This does not change what is possible for me. Keep it really positive. Keep it strong. Final step I'm going to share is step 5, and that is take some gentle action. So, drink some water. I know that sounds silly, and I'm not meaning it in that way that, you might have heard of the old diet saying is like, if you're hungry, just drink water. No, I don't mean it like that. I mean, just step back, hit pause, be like, okay, gonna have a glass of water or your favorite cup of tea, or go for a walk in the fresh air, do some journaling, text a friend or message a friend that's supportive, so someone you would classify as a safe person. Go on the Binge Free Bestie page. If you're part of the breakup community, go into the forum, into the Binge Free Besties forums, and comment. Leave a comment saying, hey, I'm having a really rough day, and I will reply, or the other besties will reply, so we've got your back. Take some action to look after yourself and to remind you that you can keep moving forward. Okay, so that's the 5 steps. I'll remind you what they are. They are: number 1, pause and breathe. Number 2, name that shame voice, so create that separation. Number 3, add in some self-compassion, not punishment. Number 4, ground yourself in reality, so zoom out, see it for what it is. And 5, take some gentle action. Amazing. So here are some affirmations that you can feel free to borrow whenever guilt hits you, and why not say them along with me now? So you can say them out loud or you can say them in your head, and I'll just give you a moment after each one just to repeat it back and just practice that. Remember, we were talking about NLP before, so practice saying these kind of phrases and make them your normal way of speaking to and about yourself. Okay, so first one is, I am not bad for eating food. One moment doesn't define me. My body deserves kindness, always. Guilt is diet culture. It's not my truth. I can choose compassion instead of punishment. So you could always save those kind of affirmations on your phone. You can write them in your journal, pop them on your fridge, on your mirror. You could record yourself saying them and listen to them each day, or at those times when you're feeling that guilt spiral creeping. Super easy. Just try to make these part of your normal way of speaking to yourself. Okay? So, the next time guilt tries to pull you into its vicious little web, I want you to remember that you don't have to. You don't have to go there. You don't have to live in that space. You can pause, you can breathe, and you can choose compassion. So that shame storm is going to pass, and every time you practice this, you are rewiring your brain for peace. How cool is that? If you want to go deeper in this kind of work, this is exactly what I do in my program, The Breakup. So you can head to my socials if you want to talk to me about the program. If you have any questions, just slide into my DMs. I'm there every day. Or you can head to the show note link. I will have my website there and all of that kind of jazz, so you can check it out. And finally, if this episode was interesting for you or helpful, I would absolutely love and adore you if you left me a review on Apple or Spotify. That will help me to reach way more women. Growing a podcast, I'm pretty fresh in the game here. This is episode 32, which I'm very proud of, but I'm hoping to grow faster. I'm hoping to impact this world as positively as possible and support as many women as I can. So every time you leave me a little couple of stars there, or leave me a review, that helps. So please do that if you feel like that's something you want to do. And if you do that, take a screenshot, send it to me on Instagram, and I will send you a free copy of my ebook, Embrace Your Body, as a thank you. Okay, that's all for today's episode. And remember, one meal does not define you. You are so worthy of compassion. And I'll see you next week. Ciao for now.